So if your business is growing, you may need to invest in more welding tables, but there's a way you can expand your work surface without having to go through the investment of an entire table and a whole leg set. And that is with the square U-shaped riser blocks from Siegmund. These come in all different lengths and they're used to bolt tables together to expand your work surface. You can also use them by bolting them on the side if you need a long runner. You can also install legs on the runners to support them. So there's all types of ways you can use it, from on the surface of the weld table to the side, or expanding two tables together. Today we're going to show you how to safely install these risers and bolt two of our Siegmund System 16s together to double our workspace. So here we have two of our 48-inch riser blocks. We're going to be using these to bolt in between these two 4x5 System 16 tables to expand our workspace. But we have these in other sizes. We have our 12-inch, 24-inch, as well as our 72-inch riser block, but you can find all of our options on our website. To install these riser blocks, we're going to be using some stop and clamping squares, and we're going to be using these to guide the blocks and get them level with the tops of the table. It's very important to use these for safety so you're not getting any fingers in the way and not hurting anybody. We have several different bolt options on our website. You'll notice we have a short, fast clamping bolt. Now this is mainly used to bolt accessories on the top surface of the table, but today we're going to be using our connecting bolts, and these are specifically used to bolt the riser blocks in between the tables and bolt tables directly together. We're going to be using a couple of different accessories. We're going to be using a stop on one side and a square on the other, and this is just to show you can do it with either, and it doesn't matter what accessory you have, as long as you have a larger stop and a larger square. We're going to be bolting these directly on top of our riser block using our short, fast clamping bolts. We're going to do this on both sides of our riser block. What this is going to do is give us a flat surface that's level with the top of the riser block as well as the table, so we can set it down in place and start to get it bolted up. Another thing is when you're installing these stop and clamping squares, you're definitely going to want to get more than hand tight. So you're going to want to use the T-handle, torque these down because there's safety involved. So we definitely want these tightened all the way down. Another thing you're going to want to definitely have is one of our lifting brackets. This will bolt directly to the riser block and give you a safe way to lift it up with a fork truck. So another thing is you want to get it dead centered of your riser block and make sure you're evenly balanced so you're not going to get it toppling over. So our biggest concern is safety. We don't want to stick our hands under there or get our fingers in the holes trying to line it up with the table. We're going to let the fork truck do the work, and that's why we have these stops and squares bolted on top. So now we're going to use a couple of our stops. We're going to bolt these to the side. This is going to give us a stop so we don't go past the table. These are lighter, of course, being the System 16, so we can kind of maneuver it by hand. But if you're doing a System 28, you're definitely going to want to let the fork truck do most of the work. Now that we have our riser block locked in place using our stop and clamping square and our stop, we can start installing the connection bolts. We're going to do 4 on each side to lock it down. Our connecting bolt is a 2-piece bolt and nut. So we're going to show you how this works because it's really hard to get a shot under the table, especially in a System 16. So we have 2 of our riser blocks here. We're going to slide them together. This is going to simulate a table being bolted together. One side has a O-ring seal on it, and that's going to keep it from having any play. So we're going to slide that in, snap it all the way in place. Then we have the bolt side of it. We're going to thread this in And because Siegmund bevels their holes, this is going to help align the tables perfectly together, so you don't have to shim anything, you don't have to second guess it. You know, once this is tight, the table is going to be level to each other. Slide through a hole and you can see it's drawing that block in. Now we have a flush mounted bolt. Now that we have the connecting bolts, we have 4 on each side, we can pull off all of our stops and squares and move on to the next one and get it installed on the other side of the table. You can see how fast and easy it was to expand our work surface. We just added 4 foot to our overall space without having to invest in an all new table and new legs. This is dramatically cheaper. Make sure to check out these riser blocks for the Siegmund System 16 welding tables. We have them in all sizes. You can use them again to expand your work surface by bolting them in between tables. You can bolt them on top of the table. They're super easy. Now I will admit the System 16 is dramatically easier to put on than the System 28 because of the weight and the size, but you're still going to want to use a fork truck. Keep safety in mind. Do not place fingers in the holes. Be as safe as you can and try to use the tools that you have available to be able to install these safely. So make sure to check these out and also follow us on social media where you'll see products like this. Thank you guys so much for looking at this square U-shape riser blocks for the System 16 Siegmund tables. We'll see you on the next one. Stay safe and keep on fabricating.
Quantum Machinery has you covered when it comes to premium metalworking equipment. From press brakes, shears, and ironworkers to welding tables and fixturing accessories, laser welders, roll benders, and cold saws. We also offer horizontal presses, ornamental machinery, rotary benders, custom tooling, and more. Explore the full lineup at quantummachinery.com.